All right, Capricorn, welcome to your general reading with Major Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. This one is for 22 April till 30 April. So for Capricorn, dealing with a Capricorn, wherever you got Capricorn in your chart, however you came across this reading, there is a message here for you. So I am going to ask you to open your heart, your mind, and your soul to receive. All right, Capricorn, we're going to end off your reading by drawing a thought tarot card. This week is a little bit of a serious week, so thought is quite serious, so we're going to draw it from there for you at the end. So what has brought you towards where you currently are? You got the Five of Wands. So this is about emotional upheaval. All right, but I would say, in saying emotional upheaval, it's also about finding the peace in a situation, finding a peaceful resolution, finding a solution that works for everyone, all right, which is really, really cool. It's really, really great, I like that idea, finding a solution that works for everyone. That is definitely something that has started to happen here for you. It seems like you may have been thinking long and hard, because it does seem, Capricorn, that there are certain ties that you may have thought of sort of like cutting. You may have gotten to a point where you said to yourself, you know what, I don't think I can do this fucking shit anymore, but I can also see that it's almost like you re-evaluated and you sort of like realized what is really beneficial to you, what is really to your benefit, what really works for you. And maybe even with your person, sometimes it is only when we get to that point where we are thinking of letting a person go, where we're thinking of, separating us from ourselves from a certain energy, that we begin to realize sometimes, what this person is actually bringing to our lives. All right. And I can see that this is something that has sort of like started there for you. It's almost like a new awakening that has sort of like started there. All right. Okay, way too many cards. I'm going to take this one that just sort of fell out here on top in like the Two of Swords. So there was a level of confusion. So what I'm getting here, Capricorn, it's like when we get to this point where we realize it's time for something new, for something different, for a new beginning. But this is actually where the new beginning initiated for you. All right. So this new beginning initiated from, I can almost say, frustration. All right. And confusion. And maybe some sadness and some fear of like, what if you lose what you have? So I can see that you were open for new and for more. But at the same token, there were some changes that had to be brought about here, because certain things were just not working, It's like when you leave the chicken in the oven and it becomes very crispy. It's all fine and well. You can push that crispiness to a certain level before it gets to a level where it's actually just going to burn. And obviously, of course, if a chicken analogy doesn't work for you, you can use anything, vegetables, cake, whatever. It gets to a point where it goes from being nice and crispy and maybe even something different to just plain being burned. And I can see that you were sort of like playing it very fine there. I can almost say a play between crispy and burnt. I can almost say like a fine play between crispy and burnt. And it's been challenging. It has been tough, but I don't get the sense that you didn't get it right. So let's see what is happening in your current space. What is your power in your current space, my beautiful Capricorns? Capricorn, if you are open to it, on 22, 23, and 24 April, I am hosting a beautiful full moon ceremony. It goes over 3 days with some guided meditations and some candle work. If you want to know more about that, the details are in the description. You can just check it out. There's also some links for my online courses, so you can check out all the goodies over there. Oh my goodness, I love this. Victory and success. Victory and success for you, my beautiful Capricorn, in every way, shape, and form. And if it resonates with you, place your hand on your heart with me. Take a nice deep breath in and say yes to it. Breathing out, letting go of all resistance. across all levels and all dimensions and all spaces. Victory and success in love, victory and success in your career, victory and success in just so many forms. And all these cards seem to just want to come out. It's almost like life is, you know, I kind of get the sense, Capricorn, for you that life is kind of very much going like, pick me. I can see your hard work paying off. I can see you making some real progress here. All right. I can definitely see you making some real noticeable progress here. Okay, where your hard work is paying off, where, you know, all the times when you spoke up, or all the times when you kept quiet, and all the times when you maybe put some extra hours on the clock, and you put in some extra effort, and, you know, all those sort of things, I see it really paying off. And if you, Capricorn, you know, if you are at a space where you are open to new and more, you know, then you want to take those positive steps that's going to make you feel better, that's going to help you, you know. And that could be that 3 days full moon journey that I have. It could be one of my courses, but it could also be something else. Listen to your heart, you know. Where is your heart leading you? Where is your intuition leading you? What is your heart saying is right for you? That is the direction that you want to follow, okay? Let's see what we've got for you going forward, and then we're going to clarify, see what this is all about. This is really quite exciting. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. If you've been here before and you're coming back, welcome back, and thank you for your support. Energy going forward, we've got the judgment energy, my beautiful Capricorn. This is about releases. Now, you were afraid that you had to maybe let someone go in your life. You were afraid that maybe, you know, it's difficult because this is that energy. It doesn't just even have to be, you know, sort of like a love interest. It could be a job. It could be a pet. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be a house. It could be like a social status, you know. And it seems to me like by coming from a right point and trying your best to do the right thing, you have sort of recalibrated the entire situation and you're looking at things very differently. And so there are definitely releases taking place in the past, but this is, and especially for those of you that are in a connection with someone already, these are those releases that benefits everybody overall. Now, there are going to be those that may have been long-standing bullies, you know, that have had their fingers in your pies. And of course, they're not going to like it that maybe you move on. And I don't feel so much, it's not a sense of saying, you know what, screw you, I'm done with you. It's not like that. It is more where, you know, we reach a certain level of ascension, of growth in life in general, you know, a certain level of development, attainment, basically achievement, where certain people, certain energies, certain mindsets, certain ideas, certain ways of acting and operating are just not really in alignment with it. So there is that sort of, you know, separation that begins to take place. And it's not malicious. Nobody's against anybody. It's just sort of happening. You know, it's like when you, let's say you live in 2 different parts of the world. So I live in South Africa. And let's say I'm dealing with someone that is, say, maybe living in Kansas, for example, or in Toronto. You know, there's typically like about like a 7-hour difference between the two of us. You know, so it's just that it's almost like that sort of vibe. You know, things are just not as smoothly as before. They're just not sort of like aligning, you know. Instead of overlapping where I feel they may have before, and not necessarily to everyone's benefit, it's now a space of like, oh, so this way and oh, that way. Okay, so it's a natural separation. Okay, but it's a good natural separation. All right, it's a beneficial natural separation. All right, and also going forward, there's building real strength and building stability, building new, you know, how can I say this? I would almost say creating new magic together. So especially if you're not with someone and you want to be with someone, this is pretty much a time where it just begins to happen for you. Okay? And if you resonate with that, then place your hand on your heart, say yes to it. If you have been having problems with your person, now of course, this is a general reading, so you have to take it as it resonates. But if you, for example, have been having problems with your person, I actually see those problems being resolved. Okay, I see issues being resolved. I see things becoming easier for you for you and your person, for you and your personal life, for all the challenge that you are having. You may have been trying so hard to get everything right for everyone, my beautiful Capricorn, that you may have been horribly sort of like placing yourself second, but not that anymore. And you came to realize that here is I don't really know if spiritual awakening is the right word, spiritual ascension, spiritual acceptance maybe of sorts, that has taken place here for you. In a way, it's almost like you opened yourself to things that I don't really, like it's a little difficult to say, because it's not so much that, let's say for example, tarot reading. Okay, so let's say maybe you've never really been that into it, maybe your family wasn't so super stoked about it, maybe you've had a bad experience with it, anything in those lines, maybe you've once seen someone who was maybe like a spiritual worker or leader or whatever, teacher, and sort of like their personal life didn't kind of align so much with what they were portraying, and you were like, so I can sort of see like there might have been something like that was operating inside of you. But then it's almost like you realize that, it's almost like you, sometimes in life you realize that, it was just a once-off event. It was just a once-off thing, And so I see that you kind of gotten a more sort of like an openness towards spirituality, and there's many things here for you. There's many layers to everything, because there's many cards that keep on falling out on top of each other. But you chose, and I love this, you chose that you want peace. And it seems to me that there was the option here of letting someone go. Now, I don't really think that would have been the most pleasant experience. And so I can see, whereas sometimes, you may have been in a space of, I'm just going to let this go. I can see this time you did something different. You said, let's give this a try. Let's give this person a try. Let's give this connection and this energy a try. And that really changed everything for you. Okay? That really, really changed everything for you. And things are definitely looking up for you. All right? Things are definitely looking up for you. Things are definitely, swinging in a positive direction. Okay? There is a lot of positivity for you to look forward to. There's a lot of good things that are coming your way. And again, if it resonates, place your hand on your heart, say yes to it, If it resonates, like the video, If it's something that you say, yes, I'm open to this experience, then, take some sort of action that, to the universe says, yes, I'm on board with this. I'm doing this. This is what you offer. I'm taking it. All right. I don't believe that you are here by chance. I believe that if you are here, then there is a message here for you. And you are ready for a powerful change here with this mass energy of the tower. All right. Ready for a powerful change. That is what you are, my beautiful Capricorn. You are ready to live that beautiful experience. You are ready to let go. And things might be a little bit all over the place for you, but they also very quickly shift into place. There is definite improvement in finances, home situation, work situation, just your overall general experience of life. There's a great improvement here. Okay? So there's a great improvement in your overall experience of life. Okay? Definitely so. Things shifting in your favor, your hard work paying off. Now, I can see that you've got a lot of stresses here, and it's almost like this prosperity is creeping up on you. So you don't see the good coming, but the good is definitely coming your way. Okay? And there's a judgment energy again. So and it's double judgment energy and the energy that's coming your way. So there are powerful releases that are taking place. And this is, people have a tendency to look at the judgment card and think it's difficult, it's challenging, it's almost judgment in the sense of like, well, the way that we think in the world, in a 3D way. Well, you are bad, so you got to be roasted, and you are good and you can be acknowledged. But this is more a sense in life where, even if you don't think of it in this particular terms, where you realize that life is all about cycles, that a certain cycle has come to an end. It's time to release it with as much peace as you possibly can, because it's not always easy and possible in a space like this to sort of get that full flow peace always going. But I can see that you're coming to a realization of what the next step is to follow. And again, it doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing. You might realize that, you have completed your journey with this job. Maybe it's time to do your own thing. You may, for example, realize that, what, this apartment living isn't sort of quite for me anymore. I want to live in a different place. Maybe I want a house. And you may not immediately get it, but I see that you're going into that space of realizing what is the next step for you. And you are starting to sort of like merge in that direction and peacefully move on. And that's really, really beautiful. And I see a lot of success for you. So anything that's falling apart at the moment, Capricorn, let it fall. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to control it. Don't try to maintain it. And I'm going to say to you, especially in your personal relationships, you might be dealing with someone that is going through quite a lot themselves as well. They may not talk as openly as you'd like them to talk. But I see that I can see the two of you finding your way. That is what I can pretty much say to you. I can see the two of you finding your way back to each other. Okay, let's see what we've got for you in thought energy. So yeah, pretty much what's going on at the moment. Diba. All right, 7 of Cups. So I want you to remember that too much of a good thing can sometimes be a bad thing, and I want you to be mindful of trying to sort of like bake nice pies. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you're dealing with someone and this person is irking you and what they're doing, and you're trying to maybe take the gentle approach. If you do it like this, I feel that you don't really want to do that. This is a space where you want to sit down and say, you know what, we got to talk and just speak the truth. All right, don't tiptoe around things, because this can be one of those things where, for example, let's say a couple's having trouble and, the person comes and see me after some while and I'm like, well, what's the problem? They'll be like, well, the person does this and this and that. And instead of talking about it, they rather buy me a chocolate or a piece of jewelry or flowers or some gift voucher or whatever. And I wish that we can just talk about things. This is a space where you want to, hold back on the gifts, start a conversation. That is what you want to do here. Okay? Hold back on the gifts, start a conversation. That is really, really important. Okay, that is how you work through things. And remember, with the Tower energy here, this is just a temporary release. This is a temporary thing. This is about finding the solution that works for all parties involved. But then it means that things have to be addressed and spoken about. And it's about speaking, but it's also about hearing, to listen, not to defend. Okay, so quite a bit of a busy week for you. Going to see what happens for you, for next week. For now, my beautiful Capricorn, that's what I have. I hope that it helps. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, remember to hit that all notifications button. So when your weekly reading comes out and all the other valuable sort of information that I share on here, that you are notified of that. From my heart, namaste, love and light. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.